Hello. Hello, Dimitri. One of the biggest Cold War myths is the idea that a bright red telephone sat in the White House, connecting the president directly to Moscow. But the most famous phone of the Cold War never actually existed. After the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962, which nearly resulted in nuclear war because of slow communications, the United States and the Soviet Union realized their diplomatic messages were taking far too long to arrive. So in 1963, they created the Washington-Moscow Hotline, a direct communication system designed to reduce the risk of accidental nuclear war. But it wasn't a telephone. The system used teletype machines that sent written messages through transatlantic cables. The American terminal was located in the Pentagon, not the White House. Teletypes were one of the most secure and reliable ways to communicate at the time, and leaders at the time preferred written messages. This hotline still exists today, though it has been updated throughout its history, first with satellite links, then fax capability, and eventually secure email in 2008. The idea of a red hotline phone came mostly from pop culture. Movies like Dr. Strangelove and Failsafe showed American presidents speaking directly to Soviet leaders by phone during nuclear emergencies. In Failsafe, the phone is even referred to as Red 1, Ultimate One touch phone. Television helped reinforce the image too, especially the red bat phone from the 1960s Batman series. Politicians also use the symbolism. During the 1984 US election, candidate Walter Mondale released an ad featuring a red telephone to represent the responsibilities of the presidency. Over time, the fictional red phone became more famous than the real hotline. Canada had its own emergency communication system during the Cold War, the Gold Telephone Network. In 1962, Canada began installing special phones linking Ottawa with American military and government officials. Prime Minister John Diefenbunker eventually approved phones for both his office and residence. There were no numbers to dial. Picking up the phone connected directly to an operations center where military officers would route the call to Washington. The phones were designed for fast and reliable communication during emergencies. However, they did not include speech encryption. Later inspections also discovered that the handsets could transmit nearby conversations even once hung up. To reduce the risk of conversations being overheard, heavy curtains were used to help block nearby voices from being picked up. The phones were also taped down after one handset was accidentally knocked loose. By the mid-1960s, an additional gold telephone had even been installed at the Prime Minister's summer residence at Harrington Lake. The fake red phone gets all the attention, but the real Cold War communication systems were way more interesting.